let's start here. For those not familiar with Limberlost, can you give us the two-sentence elevator boardroom pitch?
Oh
Take a Brit.
gosh, no, I was hoping you wouldn't say it. No, you take that. That's a
That's
hard
the
one.
easy one.
Tony, you take it.
Yeah,
Tony,
I thought
what
they were
would
gonna
you
throw that at me. Well, we're a kind of a, I wouldn't call us an alternative rock band. We're kind of a dark rock band. Two female vocalists, a full lineup, bass, drums, guitar, keyboards behind the female vocalists, and we've got we just had I think we've got another video coming out real soon, but we've had some really good luck with the last two that we made. The last album that we put out, we did actually put out an album, which was kind of unusual. We went a little bit back and forth about whether that was wise to do in this day and age, but we figured it was also a new band, new lineup, new sound, and we wanted to kind of really introduce it rather than just leak it out. So we put out a whole CD full of new tunes and radically different from what we were doing before. So it was very much a new baby for us.
Let's see. So here we're gonna get progressively deeper, I guess. Then tell me about the band. Sorry. Give It To Me feels like both a. Well, let's start here. What motivated the decision to revisit Give It To Me and reconstruct a fan favorite instead of simply moving forward with new material?
Well, that's a great question, and I'll go ahead and answer that. Basically, what happened is that song was released only in the UK and the EU. We had just secured a what do you call it, a opening tour, or we were direct support tour with Yngwie Malmsteen over there in the UK and in Italy, and we were like, oh man, we need to do something. So we need to do some promo over there. So we had this single that we were working on. So we kind of pushed it out, but we just decided to drop it over there and then do some radio stuff and all that ahead of our tour. And then after we came back, the band was starting to go through some transition. So it never really fell into a space where we were going to like make the video. We talked about one. We had a video. Brittany had some great ideas for a video on this, but we just never kind of fell in that space. We had to move some membership around and all that, and so we never released it. And then we started like, oh well, we really need to release it, but why should we? Let's release it like we are now instead of what we did back then. So. That was basically the concept behind it, to bring it kind of more into the sound that we have now, the players that we have now, the trajectory, the kind of attitude maybe that we have now that's maybe a little bit different. The song itself didn't really change its message, but Brittany kind of pushed a dance beat more on this one, so we kind of went down that road a little bit too. So anyway, it was just kind of one of those things that we're sitting there going, well, we need another song for the EP, and well, shoot, we haven't released this one yet.
Right. Do you think it unlocked something in you guys new creatively?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that with every iteration of Limberlost, we add new flavor. And so certainly at the end of this one, you can hear the metal and opera influence that came out of it, and that was a lot of fun, and it kind of left me in a space too of being able to sonically build up a song and have it just land in this totally new, totally unique thing. I'd never done that before.
Right.
Not to this extent. I guess we kind of did that on Velvet
But
and
that's a
Venom.
great place, right? I mean, there is a space for, opera and extreme metal and that sort of thing. And I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's wonderful how people on the outside are like, what the fuck's he talking about? But that contradiction, or
Yeah.
whatever you call it, it works.
And I think I brought that up in an interview before, is that there's probably the two fastest ways to destroy your voice are to improperly sing metal or opera.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
so the people
I
that do
love
that, the people that do that have to really know what they're doing with their voice, right?
but I love that intersection of different cultures or different experiences, right? I once saw
Mhm.
the death metal band from Finland's shit, what's their name? Swallow the Sun. I saw them
Hmm.
perform with the Finnish ballet, and they kind of
Wow.
Wow.
set, my God, they kind of stepped back in the shadows and let the finished ballet do it, and it was like fucking chills. So it brings me back to what I was saying. I love that cross of, extreme and, while you're not the first to play it, it's beautiful stuff, right?
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
When you set out to write, are you writing with like a theme in mind?
Most recently, yes. We when we sat down, it was kind of at the end of our last that European tour we talked about before. And it was kind of on the way back from that as we were driving our gear back across France. We kind of came up with the idea for the Beautiful Scars concept album, and that's where that was born. It took us another almost year to get it there, but and then most recently, this new EP, Villain, which Give It To Me will be a part of, is kind of a continuation of that. I can't explain that as well as Brittany can. She's got a great definition of that, but it's the next generation. Although we will not be dropping a massive bunch of songs all at once like we did with Beautiful Scars. We're going to kind of release them one at a time over the year and wrap up with the EP at the end of the year.
Do you think that formal background training of Brit, do you think that approaches the phrasing, harmony, and emotional storytelling, into the rock context?
Hmm. So say the last part of that again, harmony and emotional storytelling. What was
To
the
a
last word?
harder rock context, a
Oh,
heavier context?
I think that it gives me a bigger toolbox for which to build the things that I want to build. You know what I mean? I have this because I know Mozart and I know opera and I know some of this really cool stuff that there is to know out there, that you can utilize that in building music for rock. And I think absolutely, absolutely, it's theatrical, and so is rock. So is rock and metal. It's 100% theater, and so I think it's an incredible blend. I think I use it all the time. I'm very grateful for it because I use it all the time, and I found it to be relieving and freeing for me. Where I think sometimes people feel if they learn like a certain thing or they learn the language of music, they'll be restricted by creating music. And I found that to be kind of the opposite. Learning everything that I know has made it so that I hear something in my head and I immediately know how to put that out there. So it's cool.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
just because you own a drill doesn't mean you forget how to use the hammer, right?
Yeah.
Well, all righty
ever,
then.
did you ever feel like you put too much of yourself into a song? Like, hey, it's too emotional, too personal,
Ooh.
too emotional, too something?
Yeah, absolutely. And songs like that, when I do that, when I perform them on stage, I usually have to turn it off. Whereas other songs, I can be with the feeling I had when I wrote it, and I can reconnect to those emotions. With some of those songs that were healing songs, because it was about putting the emotion out into a song and not harboring it with me anymore. Those ones I sing. I focus on other things. You know what I mean? Because if I were to get into the mood or the emotion of it, I would start tearing
I mean,
up, or
like
I wouldn't be
ripping a
able to
scab
perform.
off.
Yeah, it would. So it's, music absolutely is healing, but also you can regurgitate those emotions. So for me, I use it to heal some of those. And then, like, for instance, Alone. That's one that, I wrote. It's a good song, but it's also about saying goodbye to people and knowing that you still have that connection, but you have to say goodbye, so I don't see, and if I bring it too much up here, you know what I'm saying, it's very emotional. So when I go sing that, I'm thinking about my voice, I'm thinking about the notes, I'm thinking about the emotion as a context, but not how it fits me personally. So
How has the energy of, putting the band back together and, new lineups and whatever shaped both your band's chemistry and the dialogue within your sound?
I'll take
Wow.
that one since I'm more on the receiving end than the delivering end in that one. Just because I've been in the band quite a while and I've seen a lot of different kind of cultures come and go within the band as people have come and gone. But I think it's actually opened things up a lot. I mean, if we have a pre-designed theme in the songwriting now, we had it before, but it was more like oh God, I got to bring this to the band. What the hell are they going to do with it, and how are they going to tear it apart? And now it's like kind of the opposite. We're not worried about what the band is going to how they're going to react to it. We're actually challenging each other, if you will, so that we're none of this music is easy for any of us, I don't think. But it's previously, I think the music was a lot more, in a sense, traditional blues oriented and kind of classic rock oriented. Nothing wrong with that at all. But it's something that people have been done quite a bit throughout their experience. And now with this new stuff, it's a lot more modern, a lot more current sounding, and we're having to actually go places that we haven't really had to go before. Instrumentally, musically. So it's opened up the communications, and it's just kind of more challenging now. But we get along really well too. So
So is there a point then, if you're pushing like that at the extremes of the boundaries, is there a point that you go, I pushed too far, or is there a line?
I don't think we've hit it yet. Have you guys?
Yeah. No, I think that I don't think we're even close to that line at this point. I think that we're still in the discovery mode, but we are very measured. I would say also because as much as we love being artists, we also know we're business people too. That if this is going to be something that we do and we take to the world, and we, try and push radio, and we try and get on, use it to further our live performances and so forth, that we also have to be weary of the connections and the relationships and the things that we have to build around that in the business sense. So I think that whenever we do get to a place, if we ever get to a place where we think we've crossed some line or something, I think we're all at a point where we would sit back and go, maybe not, But currently, I think we're still in that, hey, we're still excited. We haven't got to the moon yet, but we're still pretty excited to get there. You know what I'm saying?
I think we maybe did cross a line at one point when we lost a couple of members of the band. Um, we were pushing for a direction that some people in the band weren't ready to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And so that might have been a line at the time that we crossed, but compared to what we're doing now, that's back there now. I mean, we've gone way beyond that line. So yeah, it's just I think that's an interesting question because the lines move. And
Right.
right now, there aren't any really in sight.
Let's see. Lyrically, Give It To Me is about reclaiming, I believe, authenticity in the world overflowing with so much distraction. Correct? Am I close?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. So how do you personally maintain the authenticity while navigating the modern rock landscape with those expectations and trends?
Wow, it's a good question. I think, well, first and foremost, I mean, you just got to do you, you know, um, be honest with your goals and your aspirations. And then also when you're writing songs, I think that it's what is that? Where did your ear hear that song going? When we originally wrote Give It To Me, it really was taking on a theme of female empowerment, that there was a world out there that was pretty much trying to tell everybody how it should go, and we weren't gonna, we're not gonna take it, kind of thing, and you're gonna give it to me, So it's like,
Right.
I'm gonna do my thing, and it's gonna come, and not so much, you know, I'm not gonna be playing your game, so to
Right.
speak. I think that was kind of, but more from a female perspective, that. The world's rough, when in business world, it's just rough on females. They're
Do you
made to jump
feel,
through a lot of
do you
hoops.
feel, sorry, I'm just thinking, do you feel like you were shining a light or shining a mirror on that sort of injustice then in your lyrics?
I
Oh,
think every
yeah.
time we put out songs that are empowered and we uh make that a part of our band, and it's a big part of our band, then yeah, we do. Absolutely. Every time we do that, every time we go out and we have women singing lyrics that are badass and strong and have strength to them and aren't weak and but actually talking about fire and I'm going to take this world, I deserve it and I can own it as easy as you, then absolutely. This song does that, and I think in a lot of ways our brand, our band and our name does that. So I
Mhm.
hope it does.
And it's all very timely as well, right? I mean, it couldn't be more needed at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I have a couple questions that are going to be hard left outside the box, but before we get there, fans want to find you. Can you give us your all your socials and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, sure. Yeah, limberlostmusic.com. And then just everything kind of Limberlost music. So if you go to, there's not a platform you're going to go search for us on, maybe outside of Bandcamp or something like that. We don't do much over there, but you can go to TikTok, you can go to Instagram, you can go to YouTube, uh, all the
Facebook,
other
yeah,
streaming
Right.
channels,
Spotify.
Pandora, Amazon. Yeah, I mean, we're professionally distributed by 1 RPM, and so there's every place that they stick us there. There we are. But our most active is probably Facebook and TikTok and YouTube at this point.
Are you planning on taking this out on the road?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, we actually have dates and some stuff that's going on. We just are not at privy because of contractual
Sure.
situations to say what they are because we're not the headliners yet. But we can say we will be performing during the Sturgis Rally again. Out in Sturgis, South Dakota. We do have a concert in Glen Rock, Wyoming that's going to be on July 31st. We've signed a deal with another festival, but again, we are one of the main stage performers, but we aren't the main stage performer until that gets announced. We can't announce,
Yeah, no
and
stress.
then there's a bunch of other crap in the works. So I mean, yes, we will be taking this out on the road for sure.
Hey, Steve, you're just in time. We're about to take a hard left and do some out of the box questions here.
Oh, all right, man.
Let's
He's still
Hey,
see.
there
alive.
he is.
Yeah, I finally get to
Made
see
it.
it. If Limberlost were forced to perform "Give It to Me" in an unexpected genre, say smoky jazz club or I don't know, like a cinematic string arrangement, which vibe would you pick, and how would the song's attitude change or
Oh,
translate?
crap.
I think we got a song that would fit a smoky, sultry cigar room. What the hell's the name of it? Do 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 do.
Blood and Bone.
Uh-oh.
Blood and Bones. I mean, yeah, we fit right in. We, I mean,
But
we wouldn't even have to act. We just play the song and it would fit right in.
well, I will say this: Brittany is very ambidextrous when it comes to her singing styles, and she pretty much comes out of a kind of a more of a what does you call it, musical theater background. So I think that you would be barking right up her alley. So I'll let her say exactly which one she'd pick, but I think she would be all over that.
I missed the question because it cut for a second. What's the question?
How much money would you pay Mike to take off his shirt right now?
Well,
I did not ask that
I'll pay
question.
I'll pay double if you keep it on, okay, Mike?
Nice.
Uh,
Well, actually, if we're gonna defer here for a second to Britt, I had another sort of follow-up
yeah.
to that. Maybe we'll just go here then instead.
All right.
If Give It To Me was a short film rather than a song, what would be the opening shot? And who or
Oh,
what
oh,
and
oh.
who or
Well,
what stands in the way of the protagonist reclaiming his or her power?
oh man. Shall I tell him? Shall I tell him the
yes,
video?
go, give it to him, give it to him.
They had the cutest video idea, and it was going to start with a meteorite impact, an asteroid impact, and out of the asteroid impact, we're going to arrive these two badass looking rocker chicks. That would be me and Sammy. And we arrive on this planet that is full of cavemanish kind of dudes with
So,
nothing.
so Steve's in it? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much the whole band was going to be our cavemen, and then we were going to show up and give them instruments, and basically we're like these saviors that go around the galaxy teaching dull men planet about music.
Yeah, turning them into rock gods.
So,
That was what the video was getting. It was going to have a whole film section that was going to be in a nuclear reactor. Oh, it was going to be awesome.
so basically interstellar Sweetwater representatives.
Yes,
Right.
exactly. Yes, exactly. Well, it was definitely the Amazon woman approach to it too, where they just kind of come in and all these, imagine Mad Max and the guys eating out of bean cans and stuff around a fire, and then all of a sudden they turn into, Yngwie Malmsteen and shit. So it was that kind of
Yep.
deal.
Yeah.
Yep. The girls
That
come
can
and save
become
the day
dangerous
with the
though.
music.
How so?
Say that again.
That could become dangerous, right?
Oh yeah,
What,
the right
turning
kind
into
of
Yngwie?
dangerous.
All right. So
I
next,
like
you
to make
ready?
dangerous moves.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
One more down the left, and we'll jump back to the band. Suppose your instruments had personalities matching each member's. Who would be the rebel, the storyteller, the mystic, the comedian, or the storm?
Ooh, man, I'd be the
Oh my
storm.
gosh, this is so fun.
I'd be the comedian.
Yeah, you would. I'd either be the rebel or the storm.
I just want to see what people pick for me because I've got no idea.
Well, Tony, I've already given you a character. You're the wizard. You're
The
like
wizard.
Doctor
You're the
Who up
mystic.
in there.
You're the mystic.
Yeah, you're the you got the TARDIS and you just sit and do your controls.
Did you just
And
call him
make it all
retarded?
happen.
Did you just say he was retarded?
That's what you would hear. TARDIS from Doctor Who. I would never say
I've
that.
never even seen Doctor Who. I have a coworker who loves Doctor Who and lives and breathes it. I just never, I don't think I've ever turned it on yet. Is it going to be that addicting if I do?
Oh yeah.
It's how do I want to say this? It's its
Not
own
the wrong
flavor. And once you get used to it, you really like it or you really hate it. It's one of
Yeah.
the two. And I like it personally, but yeah, it's an investment though, there's a whole bunch of
Is it an acquired taste like Star Trek, like the original Star Treks?
Oh, you lost her again.
Anybody could take that. Is it an acquired taste? Anything like the old Star Treks?
I don't know
Yeah.
enough about Doctor Who to know. That's
Yeah.
not a good
Brittany's
question for me.
Yeah, Brittany's more the authority on Doctor Who, but I do like Star Trek if we want to segue over to that. Yeah, Star Trek's badass.
I don't know how far I've gotten. I've first few, but I grew up, with the watching the originals in rerun pretty
Yep.
soon after they had happened, and
I'm
absolutely
sold.
loved
I
it.
actually watched the originals as they originated.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
But yeah, so I dig him
Captain
as
Kirk
well.
was a
The old stuff.
badass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we are so far down the hole. What's next for Limberlost then? Out promoting the record, out promoting.
Yeah, well, we're going to release a series of singles. We have a new EP. There's actually this one, and there's actually a remake of another older song. So that was one of the things too, is we wanted to kind of maybe start bringing some of our older material forward that just really never got a chance to land the way we wanted it to. So we've got a song called Babylon from our first album that we've redone. And then we got Sugar and Villain. We took those out. Villain is actually the title track for the EP. Those actually we took out live last year when we went on tour. So we had actually written those two in June. So we took those out on our summer tour. And they went over really well. So we've got a series of singles we'll be letting out over the next probably about 6 to 8 months. And it really depends on our radio team telling us which ones are going to go when. So that's kind of where we're at with that. Then we'll release the EP. We also will. I'm sure we'll be shooting another video here soon. But we also have an opportunity because of our new sound front of house person that's traveling with us, who's really really good at what he does. We experimented with this a little bit on the last tour, and we're going to go full force with it. And I think we're going to do it at Sturgis because we're going to be having several shows in the same facilities. And we are actually going to drop probably around the holidays a total live album. So we're going to actually run a whole thing doing that. And then just a bunch of other little, tidbits and stuff that'll happen along the way. The drill. Happy accidents too.
Yeah. So you
You know.
said something I want to jump in real quick and then I'll let you go. I know we're running out of time, but when you revisit a song for production or for whatever, for the new release or whatever, how much do you pay attention to staying true to the original or redoing it with like the new band in the new era with a newer sound?
Um, I think that it's just so with anything. Like we have one of the things I didn't say, we actually have a cover that'll be coming out on this next EP also. I think it's important to give your flavor. And when I say that, obviously we wrote the song Babylon. I actually wrote that song. And we recorded it and we put a lot of love into it and stuff. But then there's a new flavor because there's a new band and there's a new sound. So we don't, we pay homage to what was there but we don't piss on it. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, and then we give it the new twists and the new turns because it's also a maturation process. We're not the same people that wrote that song. You know what I'm saying? We've changed, we've grown, so the
I
same
think
thing
there's
we do with
sorry.
covers too.
Yeah, I was
No,
going to say with covers, any time you're playing a song that people heard before, whether it be your own or a cover, you can either, and this has always been kind of my mantra, is either do it exactly like the original or do it completely different from the original. And if it's something you've already released, there's no point in doing it exactly like the original. So you really try to go somewhere else with it. But yeah, I think when people hear these, they're going to be pleasantly surprised. They reference with the nod, but they're much different than the originals.
we put a little bit more theatrical imagery into these too, even from a soundscape standpoint. If I don't know if Brittany's still here, but when we write now, we really think about the performance that we're going to put on with the song that we're creating. So, these are built to go out live, and even though they're intense and there's a lot to them and there's a huge fabric, we personally don't use tracks at this point in our career. So we try and make sure we can, we reconstruct everything exactly the way we would do it live. But there's also a vision of the, what people are going to experience visually as well as what they're going to experience sonically.
Yep.
Okay. That is all I had, my friends. Oh, sorry.
I was just going to add to that, just say that's right. When we write our songs, I think earlier you had mentioned like you had made something about like you get to have your creative expression and still kind of play these rules. And yeah, absolutely, because we also set our own rules too. We want to have a good stage show and we want to do just a lot of fun things. We want to have crowd interaction, and so we write our songs around this. And yeah, it's I find it fun personally.
Awesome. Hope that wasn't too bad. I know I took us down all kinds of roads, but I like to just chat.
That was awesome, man. Thanks, Bruce.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Good luck with everything, and I will talk to you soon.